Welcome to Viti Pathshala. So this is the last chapter which we would be going to do of the 6th class term 1. छठी क्लास का टर्म 1 का ये आज हमारा लास्ट चैप्टर होने वाला है जो कि अब हम करने वाले हैं और दिस इज द सिविक्स का लास्ट चैप्टर होगा, डेट इज अचीविंग इक्वलिटी. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द क्लास स्टार्ट करते हैं. छठी क्लास का टर्म 1 का ये सो अचीविंग इक्वलिटी. So the society that we live in comprises people from various social groups. So जिस सोसाइटी में हम रहते हैं उसमें जो लोग हैं वो वेरियस ग्रुप से आते हैं. who are different in many ways. So they are different in many ways. And since we believe in unity in diversity, we should have been living peacefully. So हम believe करते हैं किसमें? Unity in diversity में. So we live peacefully with one another irrespective of other differences. So चाहे कितने भी differences हों हम एक साथ रहते हैं, एक सोसाइटी में रहते हैं. We live together. Often we see that diversity is not accepted and people harbor attitude of hostility towards those who are different from them. तो कई बार ये देखा गया है कि जो कुछ लोग जो हैं वो डाइवर्सिटी को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते. दे डू नॉट एक्सेप्ट द डाइवर्सिटी एंड द डिफरेंसेस एंड देयर इज अ डिफरेंस इन दिस सोसाइटी. So the society is divided on the basis of the religion, on the basis of the caste, on the basis of the culture, on the basis of language, and on the basis of the region. So there are so many differences that the people have in our society. Now they form the opinion about the other groups and this often lead to the tension in the society. For example, if I belong to X group, so I would be thinking about the Y group. So that would be a prejudice or my opinion towards the other group. So various factors which are responsible for shaping my views for the other group. Now they form opinions about the other groups and this often lead to the tension in the society. और such opinions वो कई बार जो है prejudice होते हैं. Now what do you mean by prejudice? Prejudice means to judge other people in a negative और inferior manner. So किसी व्यक्ति को नेगेटिव या फिर inferior manner में जज करना उसको हम बोलते हैं we call it as a prejudice. Now without knowing the much about them, उनके बारे में बिना कुछ जाने, बिना ज़्यादा जाने. Now it happens when we have the false belief and the ideas होते हैं. So the word, if we break the prejudice in the two parts, it would be the pre plus judge. So it would mean the pre plus judge. So the word prejudice refer to pre-judgment. पहले से ही अपने दिमाग में किसी के लिए जजमेंट बना लेना, किसी के बारे में पहले से ही सोच लेना कि वो वैसा होगा या वो वैसी होगी. So that is known as the prejudice. Good evening, Raja. It started only now at the 8 p.m. Now the word prejudice refers to prejudgment. Prejudices can be based on many things like people's religious beliefs, the region they come from, the color of their skin, their accent, or the clothes they wear. So these all are the differences which I told you earlier also. So there are so many differences, and that may create our prejudice. Now the types of the prejudice are gender prejudice, the racial prejudice, the class prejudice, disability prejudice, and so on. So our society has many types of the prejudice. Now, for example, urban people are more civilized than the rural people in attitudes and behavior. In one such prejudice. So, an example of the rural and the urban is given. Now, what are the causes which led to the prejudice? So, some common social factors that contributes to the rise of the prejudice are. So I was thinking that this syllabus is not going to complete in the time, so I would be taking the classes randomly, and I am taking the class live because I was recording. So the recording happens in the 320 pixels. So, and if I would take the live class, it would be in the HD quality. Otherwise, the videos which I will record and publish, they would be in the SD quality. For that, I would be taking the classes randomly to complete the syllabus before the prelims. So, जब भी मेरे को टाइम मिलेगा, मैं I would be conducting the class. और आप बाद में भी देख सकते हो classes को. So, you can also watch these classes again. And there is a lot of network problem these days, so that's why also the syllabus is lacking. Now, some common social factors that contributes to the rise of prejudice are socialization, conforming behavior, economic benefits, the authoritarian personality, ethnocentrism, group closure, and conflicts. So these can be some of the reasons for a society prejudicing on the other person. So this topic would be helpful for this chapter is helpful for your GS paper number 1, which include your society topic. So these are not concerned with the political science. These are concerned with your GS1, that is society part. Now, stereotypes. When prejudice gets stronger, it develops into a stereotype. So this stereotype, what happens, this prejudice, when your opinion towards the other person, it becomes very strong, it becomes a stereotype. मतलब आपका कोई opinion किसी दूसरे व्यक्ति के प्रति अगर वो जो है और ज़्यादा strong हो जाए, ठीक है, और वो एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ हो, तो वो स्टीरियोटाइप में बदल जाता है. नाउ स्टीरियोटाइप इज अ फॉल्स व्यू और आइडिया अबाउट समथिंग. सो व्हाट इट इज अ फॉल्स व्यू और द आइडिया अबाउट समथिंग. नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल, गर्ल्स आर नॉट गुड एट स्पोर्ट्स. So this is a stereotype which we have built over the time. Now, stereotype is learned at a very early age, and the children grow to have very strong ideas or opinion about things, groups, or ideologies. So you will find in our society that our society is a divided society, and it is divided on various lines. And from the beginning of or from the childhood, the children are taught that you are superior, that person is inferior, don't play with him. So these differences there are now in this 20th century also you will find, especially in the villages. Now, though we have the untouchability provisions in our constitution, but it is only in our constitution, but at the rural area, village level, it is practiced nowadays. Now, I can say that the Sabrimala issue is an untouchability, is a type of untouchability, the stereotype that the women are not allowed to enter the temple. So these are the prejudice towards the woman that has been created by our society, and these are created from the childhood. And one more stereotype is there, like the girls are not strong, the girls are not good, the girls cannot do, they are made for the home only, home chores, they cannot work outside, and if they cannot go alone out, and they cannot remain out for this out of the town. So these are the stereotype which have been created in by our society. मतलब कि अगर कोई ऐसा कुछ करता है, इनसे अलग जाके कुछ करता है, तो उसको जो है समाज कहता है कि नहीं ये बुरा है, दिस इज बैड. सो टू अवॉइड दिस बैड. Now, as children grow up, the lines of the like and the hate for the other things, people, culture, belief, language became sharper. Now, one example I can say that now they say that what a girl or a woman have to wear, this society decides. कि किसी को किस तरह के कपड़े पहनने चाहिए और या किस टाइम पे बाहर जाना चाहिए, that the society decides. Now there is an example given that Raghu was hit in his eye with a softball and everyone surprised. He started to cry. Now there is a stereotype that the men cannot cry. Men cannot be emotional. Now the others started laugh at him. Mani felt sad for him but started laughing along with the others. Now we understand that when we fix people in our image, we create the stereotype. In the above example, we have a general opinion that the girls cry and boy don't cry. मतलब कि लड़कियां रोती हैं, लड़के रोते नहीं हैं. So ये एक जनरल stereotype जो है वो create किया गया है by our society, and that needs to be changed. Now every person is an emotional person and emotional being. हर किसी को रोना चाहिए, and that is a healthy person. एक healthy person है, he or the she cries. It is not based on a man or a woman or a boy or a girl. It is based on your emotional well-being. So if you are not crying being a man, then you are not emotionally stable. Now when Raghu cried out of pain, others laughed at him. Now gender-based stereotypes are often portrayed in film, advertisement and TV serials. Almost all the advertisements related to the detergents, washing machines and dishwashers and others show a woman as the main lead or user of the product. Now earlier days it was meant that the cooking is meant for the woman, but nowadays you see the best cooks are the male, or the male persons, they are the best cook. And you can see the in the advertisements, or you will find, or when you will search the YouTube also, you will find that the more recipes are explained by the male. So and these things which we have created a stereotype that the kitchen is a place for the woman and the male should not enter the kitchen, and that is not the scenario. हम जो है गर्ल्स को ये कहते हैं कि आपको सीखना है, आपको रोटी बनाना सीखना, आपको खाना बनाना सीखना. Why don't we tell our boys that आपको भी साथ साथ सीखना है, you also have to learn cooking. Why don't we teach our boys in our family? Because it has been became a stereotype. Now another example, on the other hand, all the stunts shown in a bike advertisement is performed by ferocious looking men. Now it is also a stereotype, like the woman will, when the woman will go on a bike, it has to sit साइडिंग ऑन वन साइड, मतलब एक तरफ करके ही बैठना है। एट दी वुमेन कैन नॉट, बाइक नहीं चलाएगी। अगर आपने किसी वुमेन को बाइक चलाते देख लिया, यू विल से दैट ये तो वो है, ये तो खराब है, ये तो, उसके बारे में नेगेटिव कमेंट सुनने को मिलता है। नाउ दीज आर द स्टीरियोटाइप्स एंड दीज हैज टू बी चेंज्ड एंड दीज आर द ओनली जेंडर बेस्ड which are we talking about. Now there are so many example and you can see around you and you will find many examples such like this. Now inequality and discrimination. Next the topic is inequality, about the inequality and the your discrimination. Now inequality means difference in the treatment. So there are a person and a B. If they are not treated equal, that is inequality. अगर दोनों को equal treat नहीं करेंगे तो वो inequality है. The different forms of the inequalities such as caste inequality, religious inequality, the race inequality, the gender inequality give rise to the discrimination. All these give rise to discrimination. Now discrimination can be defined as negative actions towards the people. What is a discrimination? Discrimination is a negative action towards the people. Discrimination can happen on any basis and anywhere it can happen. So discrimination can happen on basis of the color, the class, the religion, gender, etc. Now treating dark skinned people differentially from the fair skinned people, giving more importance to the people of higher than to those of the lower caste, and thinking boys are smarter than the girls are all thoughts of the discrimination. Now nowadays the people do not look at the beauty. The inner beauty is most important than the outer beauty. Now if a person is not up to, and it is not if a person is not up to, and what will be the outer beauty will do? If it is not, a person is not a hard working, he does not do hard work, he always cheated with his work, and he is not internally good, so he comments negative comments on everyone, so he is not a good person. Ever if he is a fair skinned people, अगर वो स्किन से गोरा भी है और दिखने में सुंदर भी है, पर अंदर से अगर वो ब्लैक है, if he is from inside he is not a good human, if inside he does not have the culture, he does not know how to behave, I will say he is not a good person. Now society nowadays also at this time also differentiate on the basis of the color. A fair skinned people, if a family is choosing a groom or a bride, they think of a fair skin. A height, they consider a person in the height. They does not see her or his qualities, नहीं देखते हैं कि कितना सुंदर है, कितना ब्यूटीफुल है, वो देखते हैं कितना हैंडसम है और कितना ब्यूटीफुल है. They saw that, but these thing does not matter. The thing that matter is the quality of a person. How good is he? What is his opinion about the girls or the women or the male in the society? What is his education, how he has been grown? So these are the things which had to be considered. Now article 15(1), so this article 15 resembles me to the movie that article 15. If you have not watched it, do watch it. Now the film is, if I tell you a summary of the movie talks about a laborer who works on a road building, and she demands 2 rupees hike, only 2 rupees hike in her wages, and what he get in turn, he get the rape and a brutal murder. So this is the scenario, and there in the villages or the rural area nowadays there is discrimination. We have written in article 15 Ayushman Khurrana, article 15 movie by Ayushman Khurrana. It is on Netflix, I think. Do watch this. This is a good movie, and how a person, the IPS, the Ayushman Khurrana was the IPS in this movie, and how he solves this case, and how he delivers the justice towards the person. Now the landlord people today also in our society, they discriminate. In rural areas, the discrimination between the people, the untouchability is practiced nowadays also. Now Article 15 subclause 1 of the Constitution states that the state shall not discriminate. So this is against the state. This article is against the state, that state shall not discriminate against any citizen on the grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. मतलब कि only in ground पर, मतलब आप बाकी पर कर सकते हो. You can discriminate on other grounds, can be a discrimination, but these grounds cannot be a discrimination. Now some people say, why do we need the good law for the SC/ST community or the poor community? Why do we need the laws against the untouchability? Because untouchability is practiced, and that's why to build their good personality, to build the personality of the poor children, the poor people, we need such laws so that the rich cannot discriminate, rich cannot subjugate the poor person. So that has to be ended. Now, end of apartheid. So do you know has been given after 27 years in the prison. Former South African president Nelson Mandela was freed in 1990 and successfully achieved the end of apartheid in South Africa. Now bringing peace to the racially divided country and leading to the fight for the human rights around the world. Now I am saying this is an important chapter because the white man's movement that is going on in the USA. So a question can be there in your GS1 paper. So this chapter is a star marked chapter for your UPSC this 2020 exam, and it can be in 2021 also. So do read it and make your notes from this chapter. Now Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. Now when you will read the book written by the Ambedkar, so many people criticize Ambedkar that he gave the reservation, he was of the minority class. So if you will read about his book, now if you want to know about a person, अगर आप किसी व्यक्ति के बारे में जानना चाहते हो, so read his original books which he has written. इसकी original books आप पढ़ना जो कि अंबेडकर ने लिखी है. बुक है Annihilation of Caste. Annihilation of Caste. So this is a book. You can get the PDF when you will search on the web. You can read this book. So if you get the time, kindly read this book. So what was the untouchability at that time, and why the discrimination on basis of the caste have to be annihilated, that has been written by the Ambedkar. Now a great people who also fight for the untouchability or the caste system in the India was the Jyotiba Phule. Now this person is also important, that whenever it comes about the caste system, you will be mentioning about the B.R. Ambedkar, Jyotiba Phule and E.R. Naikar Periyar. So Periyar movement was also about the temple entry, and the Periyar was also fighting against the caste system that was prevailing in our country. Now Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar is popularly known as you can read the summary. If you don't have the time to read the book, but you can read the summary, so that in your interview or anywhere you can mention such books. If you will mention such books in your interview or in your mains writing, that the person will think that you know something, तुम्हें कुछ आता है. So do write about these things in your exam, and when you will be writing this, when you have heard about these things. Now knowledge, for that you have to gain the knowledge, and knowledge is must for writing a good answer, for giving the good answers to the interview panel. Now pre is all about your objective knowledge, however objective knowledge you have. Now he is popularly known as the Baba Sahib. He is an Indian jurist, economist, politician, social reformer. He earned a MA in the 1915, that obtained a DSc at the London Schools of the Economics before being awarded PhD in the Columbia University in 1927. He served as the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly and hence regarded as the father of the Constitution. He was independent India's first law minister, and the Hindu Code Bill or the Hindu law goes to him to his credit. Now he was independent. He fought with the Jawaharlal Nehru that I want Hindu bill or the Hindu Code Bill to be passed, and the Hindu Code Bill was passed with the efforts of this man. Now he was posthumously awarded the Bharat Ratna in 1990. Now I curse the leaders which were after the independent India. There was so politics. The Britishers went from the India and they left their brothers in India. So the people like the Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi till and the Congress, it was a critic. I am a great critic because the person who was eligible for the Bharat Ratna got the Bharat Ratna in 1990, and Jawaharlal Nehru himself awarded the Bharat Ratna to himself. So जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने अपने आप को भारत रत्न दे लिया 1954 में. जब भारत रत्न स्टार्ट हुआ, इन द फर्स्ट कैटेगरी ही गेव द भारत रत्न टू हिमसेल्फ एंड नॉट टू द luminaries of or the great persons which have done good to the country. There were so many people who were not recognized till date. Now caste discrimination. Now caste system is the most dominant reason for the inequality and discrimination in India. Now in the beginning the society was divided into different groups on the basis of occupation known as the Varnas. Now many people in India have fought against the caste oppression. The most prominent among them was the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now he belonged to such a depressed family and suffered discrimination throughout his childhood. Now he fought actively for the equality among citizens of the India. Now earlier I was also prejudiced about the Ambedkar, so I also have the negative views on the Ambedkar until in my masters when I studied about the Ambedkar. So there was a paper on the Ambedkar. When I studied about the Ambedkar, I came to know about his greatness. Now I can compare him with the philosophers of the Aristotle, Plato, and I can compare him with the Aristotle. Now he is the great person and he can be compared to the Aristotle. Now Aristotle has studied so many constitution, so was the B.R. Ambedkar. Now he has been recognized less. Not much recognition has been given to him. What he deserves must be given to him. Now, next is the gender discrimination. Now, gender discrimination refers to the health, education, economic and political inequalities between a man and the woman in India. Now, for example, a girl is not allowed to go to college after finishing her schooling. Now, similarly, most of the girls are not allowed to select a career of their choice, rather they are forced into the marriage. Now, in some families, girls are not allowed to wear the modern dresses, while the boys in such families often wear the modern dresses. Now, the same thing this book has written, what I was telling you earlier, that the society differs on what a woman, what a girl would be wearing, and the society will not say anything if a boy comes out with the shorts. If the girl wears the short and if she comes out, अगर girl छोटी निक्कर पहन के बाहर आ रही है और the boy is also same time, the girl would be objected, the people would be objecting the girl or the saying something to the girl, negative comments will come on the girl but not on the boy. So such type of the gender discrimination is there in our society. Now, religious discrimination. Religious discrimination is unequal treatment of an individual or group based on their beliefs. Now, religious discrimination have been around for a long time. There have been problem between the people of different religions from the thousands of years. Now, some people are not allowed to enter in public places, especially the places of the worship, because they belong to another religion. Now, here you can give the example of the Sabarimala temple. Now, especially the places of the worship, because they belong to another religion. Some religious people often end up in conflict with each other because of their ritual and way of life. Now, I can say that in the Gurudwara, the Sikh religion welcomes everyone. So, anyone or everyone can enter a Sikh Gurudwara and have food there or the langar there. Any person who is poor, or any person, if he is not a poor, now if a person is hungry, he can have food at the langar which is provided by the Sikh community in their Gurudwaras. Now, socio-economic inequality. Now, in the socio-economic field, the benefits of the growth have not been spread evenly. However, the income inequality is much higher than the inequality in human development. The low-income districts are associated with the low industrial development, low agriculture productivity, and the low human development. Similarly, the districts with the literacy rate are found to be with the lower sex ratio. Yes, we can for the, but it is more gender based. Sabarimala is more gender based. So, but it is also concerns with the religious place, that the women are not allowed to enter the village, and that is being a woman, she is not allowed. So you can quote, it comes in both the religious and the gender based. Now, they have given a census. This census is not important because this census is of the Tamil Nadu. So, the people who are preparing for the Tamil Nadu SCRT can refer to this census. This is not important for us. Now, remedial measures for the abolition of the untouchability. How untouchability or the discrimination can be ended? Now, the remedial measures for the abolition inequalities are follow. Number one, a wider access to the quality basic services like the healthcare and the education for all. Now, if our government have focused on these two areas, that is the healthcare and the education, our country would be at another level. So these two things, that is your healthcare and education, you would be mentioning in every answer of your the society, or it would be your any analysis question. So you can mention in the GS2 paper, you can mention it in the you can mention it also in your GS3 paper. So in Delhi, for example, I will give you an example of the Delhi government. Delhi government opened these small mohalla clinics. Now these small mohalla clinics, they said that we have opened and we have provided access to every person and they can go to the mohalla clinics. Now in the pandemic like the corona, these mohalla clinics are worthless, they are useless, and they are of political agenda. Now why I am criticizing them? I am criticizing them because they cannot cater the basic need. A person cannot go. If the government has made the good hospitals, good private public hospitals where there would be every facility, there would be the ventilators, more ventilators, then that would be beneficial. These mohalla clinics are useless now at this time. Now they have become a junction where the corona can be spread, not the corona can be contained. And the money of the hard-earned taxpayers is wasted. So the government in Delhi, I will say that it is saying that they have made the world class school. Yes, I will agree with them that they have made the world class school. So with making the building good or providing the infrastructure will not change the education structure. Education a person can gain sitting below the tree. So a person can be educated sitting in a ground. It does not require a well infrastructure. It requires a good teacher teaching good things. टीचर अच्छे होने चाहिए. एजुकेशन जब मिलेगी, टीचर शुड fulfill their obligation. Teacher should teach that would help and not the other things, that is the infrastructure will not help. Now why I am focusing on Tamil Nadu SCRT books? Because they are written very well, they have been written very good. That's why I say to all you to neglect the NCRT and read this book. And you have read the 6th class term 1, you can now say that these books are really good books. And earlier also the old books were also good, but these are excellent books because these are colorful and these make your knowledge. Now, so the healthcare and the education must be provided. These two things should be free, and because nowadays the healthcare and education has become a business in a country, and when healthcare and the education will become a business, the society cannot grow. Now be aware of the gender bias. The make women more visible in the public life institution to eradicate the gender disparity. Be open to the learning about the other religion. Promoting community dining in the classroom may help the students to sit together without any bias of caste, religion and the gender. Now at that time when the Ambedkar was there, he also suggested some remedy how to remove the caste system in our society. He told about that in order to remove the caste system, so we should start the common Now there was some network problem. It is good now, so now we can start again. So constitution of the India and equality. Now next issue is of the constitution of the India and equality. Now it is only 5 more minutes I would be taking your. Now a constitution is a set of the rules and the regulation guiding the administration of a country. Article 14 of the Constitution of India provides equality before law and equal protection of the law. Equal protection within the territory of the India, and it prohibits the unreasonable discrimination between the persons. Our constitution says ours is a land of diversity, therefore equality has to be ensured for all. Now two significant parameters to ensure equality in society are respecting diversity and ensuring freedom. The different kinds of the freedom are the freedom to follow their religion, speak their language, celebrate their festivals, and express their views freely. Now the constitution is a legal framework of rules and the regulation by which nation would function. Equality in where untouchability is seen is a crime. In India, as per the Article 17 of the Constitution, untouchability is totally abolished, and its any form is forbidden. Now, even today, the different types of the discrimination are reported across the country. Women, peasants, tribes, and the people from lower social classes are still striving for the equality in India. Now this was all in this chapter which we studied. So one more page, this page tells you about the few persons which are the achievers in the Tamil Nadu, especially the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the Vishwanath Anand. So you can study them later on, about the MS Ilavajagi and the M Mariappan. So you can study about these case studies. The 4 case studies have been given here. Now a recap of this chapter. So this chapter has told you about the prejudice, meaning the judge other person in a negative or the inferior manner without knowing much about them. Stereotype is a false view or the idea about something. Now discrimination can be defined as negative action towards the people. Discrimination can happen basis of the color, class, religion, and the gender. Caste system is the most dominant reason for inequality and discrimination. The gender discrimination refer to the health, education, economic, and political inequalities between men and women. Now religious discrimination is unequal treatment of an individual or the group based on their beliefs. So some glossary is given, you can study this. So this was all in this, and we have completed the 6th class, the term 1 book. So now 2 books more are left. So my aim would be completing the 6th class, complete 6th class in the next week. So that would be my aim. So I hope you like this class. So thank you all of you, and we would be meeting with a new lesson shortly.